Good day, and welcome to Consider This. My name is Anthony Van Luton, and today we're going to talk about the challenge of being a human being. Our topic today is going to be ethical dilemmas and decision making. Well, for most humans, this is a life challenge, right? Decision making is a tool, right? And it needs to be practiced in order for us to become good at it. Most humans born into the world, blank slates, right? No knowledge, no experience. But the moment we're born, we start to absorb some knowledge and have some experiences. But all of the knowledge is not real or useful. And some of the experiences were not healthy, right? But this is life. And so going forward, when we find ourselves struggling with a human challenge like ethical dilemma, we have to understand, do we have the knowledge about this? And do we have guidance on how to navigate this, right? Ethical dilemma, for me, is one of those technical terms, right? Ethics. Now, what the heck does that mean, right? Ethics, I suppose that is when you follow the herd, you stay within the rules, right? Within the guidelines of behavior, right? Expected. But we know for a fact that, people don't stay within the guidelines. People behave the way they want to behave and feel like their behavior is fine. We know that, right? But when we talk about us, you, me, individually, right? How is that choice of behavior impacting me, right? Right? Ethically, right? Am I doing something that is not correct according to the boundaries, of ethics? Am I unethical? Well, for me, I had to break it down. I had to make it simple. And so for me, ethical dilemma is simply doing the right thing or not. And I have a lifetime of history of doing the right thing and not doing the right thing a lot more than doing the right thing, right? So why would this even be a consideration for a human? Maybe because as a human being, I have a spirit. Now, this is new knowledge for me because I lived a life not knowing that I had a spirit. I lived a life of chosen behaviors and choices and decisions that were self-destructive, not knowing that I had a spirit. Over a period of time, my behavior choices, my decisions, caused me some spiritual damage. I was in pain without understanding the kind of pain I was in. It wasn't a physical pain. My limbs were fine. I didn't break anything, didn't tear anything. But something about life was painful. Just the daily grind, having to navigate the world. It was painful. Until I began my recovery. And so because I connected with a source that was knowledgeable and could help guide me to understand that I had a spirit as a human animal, and that my behavior choices may have impacted my spirit, and that may be what I'm feeling. Wow. Important to have an open mind. That made sense to me. And so, going forward, I find it important that I add more intention to my choices and my decisions. Not just living life freestyle. Some point to it, right? Some focus or objective to it as best I can. No human has ever been perfect at anything. And so an expectation of perfection is asking for trouble. When I expect to succeed and I don't succeed, I tear myself a new one. I beat up on myself bad. There's enough people in the world who are willing to judge and criticize what I'm doing. I don't need to do it to myself. But we're human, and that's what we do. So I have to practice making better choices and decisions that don't cause me self-harm or self-damage. But I can only do the best I can do. And so I still continue to make bad choices and bad decisions. But I beat up on myself less because I understand I'm only human. And I'm only ever going to be able to do the best I can do. But at least I will try, as opposed to staying in the comfort zone where I don't have to worry about it. If I don't navigate it, I'll just stay here. Well, how's that working for you? It's probably not, because it is our life to engage life when it shows up. It is our purpose. Life is hard. Life is going to be hard, but it's supposed to be hard. This is how humans grow. Do you want to grow? You've got to engage life when it presents itself, whatever it is. Finances, emotional intelligence, healthy relationships, stuff that you don't know, that you're going to need knowledge and you're going to need guidance from a source that knows, so that you can be successful in navigating that aspect. Right? Don't ever think you'll need emotional intelligence. Feel like you want to continue to just act out on your emotions. Well, society got something for you. Just, no need to get the knowledge and then get some guidance on how to navigate your emotions. Go ahead, keep acting crazy. Society got you. At some point, we have to admit that there's an aspect that we're struggling with, that we don't know what we're doing. And then some humility to be able to ask for help, at least from a source that has knowledge and can help guide us to navigate that aspect of life successfully. Being human is not a joke. It's hard because we don't come with an instruction manual. And society hasn't helped us to understand what it means to be human. Society only cares that we get a skill and work a job. That's all society cares about. If you have a skill, you're probably going to be okay if society can use it. If you don't have a skill, it's going to be tent city, or you'll be living under a bridge overpass. You see it all around you. If you currently have a skill that society's utilizing, are you sure AI won't take away your job? You better get another skill, because society doesn't care about your human struggles. If you lose your job, society could care less what happens to you. Nowhere along the line did society help you understand about your feelings, your emotions. Right? Nowhere along the line did society bother to help you understand the importance of saving or budgeting or maybe even investing your money so you'll have enough money when you retire at old age. If you're anything like me, you've been living paycheck to paycheck. I just turned 70. If they put me out to pasture, I'm still going to need another paycheck. The saving, the budgeting, the investment. I didn't get that knowledge. I didn't get that guidance. Now I have to get it. We all have some knowledge, right? Everybody knows a little something about something, but nobody knows everything. And the areas that you have successfully navigated in your life, I need your help, your guidance, so that I can navigate that same area because I'm struggling with it. I don't have the knowledge. And I need your knowledge and your guidance to help me to do that successfully. I have some successful information that I can share with you to help you deal with an aspect that you're struggling with. That's how this thing works. But unfortunately, society didn't bother to help us understand what it means to be a human being, a human animal. We've all been conditioned to play a role. We learned in grade school how to line up. We learned how to, bells, whistles, and alarms mean some action must be taken. We had to raise our hands and go to the bathroom. To get permission to go to the bathroom. It's a conditioning. Society didn't care about teaching us the human stuff. Just simply get a skill, and if society can utilize your skill, then you will probably be okay. You'll get a job. But never did society encourage you to go and explore the world and be creative. Society just wants you to grind your life away at that 9 to 5. And then when you retire, you're going to look back and see that's all you did. You sold your most precious resource, time, to a company, to an entity that you don't even get to enjoy the fruits of. All the work you did, you don't get to enjoy the outcome that the company enjoys. You just get paid for giving your life away. Society didn't help us to understand that we're human. We don't even engage each other as humans. First thing I want to know when I meet you is, what do you do? What? What do you do? I don't even ask you who are you? What do you do? I'm about to value you based on your answer. Right? We value people who make a lot of money, who have a lot of possessions. Right? We're not even thinking about, well, what's their personality like? Humans have an aura about them. You ever meet a person for the first time and then just get that feeling that, no, this person is not right. You have an aura too. But when we meet people, are we even aware that that's going on? No. We want to know what you do. How much you make. All right, we may base our relationships on what you do and how much you make. Not even who the hell are you? Who the hell am I, matter of fact? So we talk about better decision making, right? And When I think about ethics, I'm simply saying doing the right thing, right? And for most people, we sort of have a clue what the right and the wrong thing is. For me, when I'm up to no good, I have a knot in my gut, right in my stomach. Before I even do the deed, that knot is there, and I feel it. But you know what? I have a lifetime of some information up here, some distorted ideas and beliefs that I've absorbed along my lifetime, some that ain't based in reality, some that, just don't make any sense. But for some reason, I absorbed them and gave them validity, like they were actual and factual. So I'll go up here and get in touch with some of that stinking thinking to justify what I'm about to do or to rationalize what I just done. So I'm going to override that knot in my gut, which is my spirit telling me don't do it. It's not the right thing to do. But I can override that. Now I have caused more damage to my spirit because I chose to not do the right thing. Right? And so if we're talking about ethics, simple, do the right thing. But for humans, as simple as doing the right thing sounds, it's the hardest thing to do. It's a practice thing, right? Humans learn by mirroring. When we're born into the world, we don't have any knowledge. We don't have any experience. So we watch our environment. We're going to mirror the behavior that we see, right? The activity that we see, because we're just blank. No matter how much my parents say, do as I say do, truth is, I'm a child learning. I'm going to watch what you do. And that's basically probably what I'm going to end up doing, is what you do and not what you say do. Right? But my parents were only human. And they went to grade school, so they were conditioned too. And they didn't understand that just saying do as I say do probably was not going to be effective. No, I mean, of course, you threatened me with whippings, and you called it child rearing back then, but still, there is a human nature to us animals, us human animals. And it is to mirror behavior that we see in our environment. Right? So doing the right thing is major important to each individual. Because going against your spirit is going to end up painful. I don't know how much more to say about that other than it's going to be painful. And if you're honest about your life up to this point, how painful has it been thus far? Maybe. Maybe it's the result of choices and decisions that you yourself made. Not good choices. Not good decisions. Certain behaviors that you have engaged in that your spirit just is not happy about. Right? What did you do to her? What did you do to him? Right? Sure, you can go up here and justify it. What's your gut say? What's that knot in your gut telling you? That was wrong. You shouldn't have done that. You know how you fix that? Make an apology. You didn't think it was that simple? Right? Sure. We're only human. And we ain't going to be perfect at nothing. And we're going to make mistakes. But it's about trying to get better. And we're only going to be able to do what we're able to do. It's only one lifetime. So when you know you messed up, apologize. Make an amends. You can always reset and try again to do the right thing. Just because you prove that you're human, and mess up. Was it something that went against your spirit? Did you do something knowing that what you were about to do was wrong? Yeah, we always think that we can get away with that, but our spirit is clear about our choice, right? And so, the cartoon where you got the devil and the angel on the shoulder. How often do we choose the devil as opposed to the angel? And if we make that choice, recognize that there is a way to, to make that right. It may require an apology, an amends, and of course, proof that you are practicing doing the right thing more frequently than not. And have a realistic expectation that you're doing the best you can, and that's all you're ever going to be able to do. Remember, people are always going to judge and criticize. You've got to start believing in you, yourself, that this is the right thing for you to do, because you're going to have to defend it. As you start to grow as a human, as you start to change some of your behaviors, right? Who's your crew? Birds of a feather. Who you run with? If you're changing your behavior, it may not work around your crew any longer. If you're changing behavior, not everybody's going to be happy about it. But they're only human. They're not perfect. Right? They don't know everything. They don't have all the knowledge and guidance to be healthy individuals either. But you want to still hang with your crew after you are working on doing the right thing more frequently? Good luck with that, right? I wanted to stop, drugs, but I still wanted to hang on the corner with the crew. Yeah, we see how that worked out. All right, why did I even choose this crew to hang out with anyway? Because they co-signed my behavior, my self-destructive behavior, which they were, a part of too. They co-signed my behavior because they were behaving the same way. Is that how that works? Well, if you're changing your behavior, you're probably going to have to change your crew. You're probably going to have to get a new crew. People who are trying to do what it is you're trying to do. You want to, behave better. You want to get healthier. You're probably going to have to, do some work. It's always an inside job, right? If you don't know who you are and what you're about, looking at your crew is the easiest way to identify who you are. I know we're trying not to be that person, but that's who we are. Because we can't even take who we are with people who are not like that. No, we couldn't even do that. So, changing our behavior and continuing with the same It's a square peg in a round hole. It will not fit. We'll probably just end up reverting back to the old behavior. If we're going to make changes, we're going to have some intention to it. I'm trying to get healthy. I'm trying to get well. I have to start working on better choices and decisions. But the crew I was running with, not all healthy choices and decisions. People will not be happy. Well, they don't have access to you as much as they're accustomed to, because now you're doing something else. They're not able to manipulate you like they used to be when you were struggling with your self-destructive behavior. Now that you're trying to do the right thing, there's less of that. So now you're not so easily manipulated. People aren't going to be happy about that. So get ready, because it's coming. This is just life, right? And when life happens, we have to navigate it, not run from it, not run to our comfort zone. We engage it to try to navigate it successfully. And if we struggle, it doesn't mean that we're stupid. It means that we don't have the necessary data, information, knowledge, and guidance to navigate it successfully. That's a human challenge. And that's all we talk about here on Consider This, the struggle of being a human. And if you're human, you're going to struggle in some areas of life. And so we simply ask that you keep an open mind that, maybe, what it is we're talking about may be relevant to you. Although we know it's possible that whatever our topic is today may not be relevant to you. You may understand already the importance of doing the right thing when it comes to your personal health and wellness. But if you're struggling with that, hopefully you're open-minded enough to understand that this may be useful for you going forward. If it's not relevant to you, it may be relevant to another viewer. I promise you, if you continue to visit us here at Consider This, eventually we will present the topic that's going to hit home for you, right? And so we're just simply asking you to keep an open mind, right? And consider that doing the right thing is the best choice. Always the best choice. It benefits you, and it benefits the rest of the world. Right? So, again, I want to welcome you and thank you for coming to Consider This. My name is Anthony Van Luton. Give us the like, and it doesn't cost anything to subscribe, right? And you'll help us out with the algorithm as we start to grow. Thank you for tuning in to Consider This.